Let's talk about a huge challenge in online education, that feeling of, well, disconnection. Today, we're going to dive into why so many virtual schools can feel so isolating. But more importantly, we're going to look at a new model that's trying to fix it by putting human relationships right at the heart of everything they do.
It really all boils down to this one giant question, doesn't it? How do you actually build a real, genuine, supportive community when everyone's looking at each other through a screen? This is the core problem, and it's way bigger than just logging into a class. It's about creating a place where people feel like they actually belong.
And here's the really surprising part. For a lot of online programs, that feeling of isolation, it's not some unfortunate accident. It's kind of baked into the design. The system is often built for scale and for students to work independently, which, sounds efficient, but it can seriously get in the way of building relationships. And what you end up with are disengaged students and teachers who feel totally alone. It's a systemic problem, and it needs a systemic fix.
Okay, so the first place this really breaks down is in mentorship. And we're not just talking about students feeling a little lonely. This is about the total erosion of the support systems that are absolutely crucial for learning and for teaching.
You see, these gaps create this massive domino effect. A student feels isolated, so they start to check out. Then the guidance they get is all over the place, maybe because teachers are juggling huge numbers of students with very little support themselves. And here's the real kicker. The help that is there is almost always reactive. It only shows up after a student is already failing or falling behind.
So how in the world do you fix a system that's almost designed to be isolating? Well, one school, called VALA and C, has come up with a really interesting model that tackles these mentoring gaps head-on. Their whole approach is built on a simple but pretty profound idea. Connection has to come first.
And you can see here, this new model is a total shift in thinking. It's moving away from that inconsistent, everyone for themselves kind of support and moving towards something that's comprehensive and collaborative. Proactive check-ins take the place of waiting for problems to happen, and structured peer groups give students that social anchor they so desperately need. It's a fundamental change from just doing damage control to actually intentionally building a community.
So how do they pull it off? It's this really cool three-tiered system. First up, you've got peer mentoring. This gives students academic help, sure, but also that all-important sense of belonging. The second tier is teacher-to-student mentorship for personalized guidance and goal setting. And the third, which is so important, is teacher-to-teacher learning. So the educators themselves are always getting better with support from their colleagues.
Now, you might be thinking this all sounds nice and warm and fuzzy, but does it actually work? Well, the research is pretty clear on this one. It consistently shows that this kind of layered mentoring system delivers real results. It boosts student success, yeah, but it also helps keep great teachers around. It creates an environment where everyone, and I mean everyone, gets to grow.
But building this kind of support system doesn't just stop with students and teachers. There's another huge piece of the puzzle we have to talk about, and that's closing the family involvement gap. In way too many online schools, parents are just expected to be these learning coaches, but are given almost no tools or guidance to actually succeed.
Yeah, think about it. Schools basically hand parents this new job title, learning coach, but without any training manual. The communication they get is often just automated grade alerts, and the data they see can be totally confusing. It puts this incredible burden on families, and it hits underserved families, who might have fewer resources to begin with, the hardest.
So the solution here is to completely shift that dynamic. It's about moving parents from being passive spectators to being active partners. It means redesigning how the school works from the ground up to empower families and make them a true part of their child's education.
And this change is a game changer. Instead of just being observers, families become real collaborators. Those one-way alerts get replaced with actual two-way conversations. Confusing data gets swapped out for real-time, transparent access to information. The school stops just having high expectations with low support and actually starts giving families the training and guidance they really need.
And this isn't just theory, it's done through really concrete actions. Things like regular newsletters, virtual family events, and giving parents full access to the learning system. It also means providing orientation, ongoing tech support, and even having student-led conferences, which really empower the students to take charge of their own learning journey.
So, if you take away one thing from all of this, let it be this. In online education, real, meaningful connection is never just a happy accident. It doesn't just happen. It has to be designed. It has to be intentional, thoughtful, and built right into the DNA of the school.
What a model like this really proves is that building a strong, supportive online community isn't a fantasy. It's totally possible. And that leaves us with a really big, exciting question. What could the entire future of education, online and offline, look like if we decided to build all of it on a foundation of human connection?